This is the Influencer Entrepreneurs Podcast with Jenny Melrose, where I strategize with business owners on how to grow and scale their businesses to hit their income goals. This is episode 416 of the Influencer Entrepreneurs Podcast with Jenny Melrose. Today, we're going to talk about how to promote yourself in a crowded digital landscape. You're going to notice that we are talking more and more about needing to make sure that everything is connected to you and your business values and where you're looking to take your business. So before we jump into this, I want to make sure that you grab my strategic growth plan guide. It is going to help you get clear and concise on where your values are, what your positioning is within a targeted or very specific niche, and it's going to give you that plan to be able to differentiate for your business what works best for you and the audience that you are attempting to serve. So make sure if you haven't already grabbed that you do so. Now, let's really dig into pulling apart how to promote yourself, because immediately, a lot of times when we talk about promoting ourselves, we think, oh, social media. And if you have been around here a lot, you know that I am not one that believes that you can build your business on rented property, which is exactly what social media is. So I'm going to give you very specific things that you can do. The first thing you absolutely have to do is to define your personal brand strategy. You need to be able to let your audience know what makes your business different. Why should they come to you to solve their problem? So you have to be able to, in an articulate, concise manner, be able to tell them what makes you different than everyone else with the problem that you are solving for them. You also want to make sure that you have consistent messaging across all platforms. So whether you are creating blog content, whether you're writing an email, whether you are posting on social media, or you have a podcast or YouTube, you have to make sure that it is consistent and that your voice continues to come through so that they can see how you are the right choice to educate them and to help solve their problem. Now, the next piece of this is that you have to be able to build a strong online presence in order to promote yourself. The first place that you have to start is you have to create an optimized website. It is yours. It needs to be easily to navigate. I shouldn't have to spend 20 minutes trying to find your email address or an about page or what services or products you offer. It should be a website where I come to a homepage. You're going to let me know that I am the right person for your product, service, and for your website by offering me something in exchange for my email. You have to have an opt-in in your header so that it does not come below the fold. You want it to be right there and they immediately qualify themselves and go, you know what? They obviously have the solution for me. I'm going to sign up. Now, once you start to scroll through your website, you should then have 3 paths for them to be able to take so that they can navigate through where they need to be with you, whether it's going to be an education piece, whether it is going to be your products, your services. You need to be very clear on the 3 different pathways that they can take with you. And that website should also make sure that up in the navigation bar, I can also jump to the pages that I need to be interested in. So if I'm looking at you as a potential speaker for my summit or my in-person retreats, I should see a speaking if that is something that you offer. If you offer courses, that should be there. If you have a book, that absolutely should be there. You want to make sure that they can understand you're about, who you are. All of this needs to be in your top navigation bar. And then as I'm scrolling, you can start to give me some content. It should not simply be all the blog content that you have created. No longer can we have websites that simply just show the latest posts or give you pretty pictures of all of the content. You have to make sure that you are qualifying me, that I am the right target audience for you. And that needs to be done through your website. You also want to make sure that your content continues to use keyword research and SEO in them. You still need to get found. I hear so many people saying, oh, Google, it hit me with an algorithm. I'm not writing for Google anymore. Sorry, you still have to. Google is where your people are going to find the solution to their problem. If you're not getting found, it's because you have not set up a personal brand strategy. You have not defined to Google what you are an expert or educator in. They do not understand, so they are not going to show your content when it is searched for. You still need to be doing the keyword research on the problems that you solve and what your people are going to be Googling in order to find you. So that's going to be a huge piece of this. You also then want to be able to leverage social media. You don't need to be on every single platform. Find one platform that you know your audience is on and they are looking there for your content. Your audience may be on all of the platforms, but unless you have an audience that is below the age of 25, why are you creating content on TikTok? Your audience isn't there looking to consume that type of content unless it's specific to books. That I can say, yes, if you're writing romance novels, yes, definitely go on TikTok because below 25 is looking for it there. And you may have some older people too that are a little bit towards 30s maybe. You have to pick a specific social media platform where your people are and where they are looking for this type of content. Otherwise, you are wasting your time. So if your people are not going to Instagram in order to find solutions for their health, get where they are. Are they going to Facebook for that? Is your target audience 45 and premenopausal? They're on Facebook. You have to find a way to get in front of them. And make sure that when you are leveraging social media, that you always have a call to action. How are they going to engage with you? You have to give them that opportunity because the more they engage with you, the more content they will see of yours. So make sure that you're using the platform the right way. Now, one of the biggest ways that you can make sure to promote yourself is to use content marketing to build authority. And when I say content marketing, I'm talking about creating a piece of content that is consistently coming out every single week, that your audience expects it and goes to you as that expert, as that educator, in order to find. And this can be done starting on either audio, podcast, written, blog content, or video with YouTube. If you use audio or video, you need to be turning that video and audio content into blog content, into an article that can be searched by Google. Because if you are simply just using the platforms, you're missing out on the opportunity to be found on when people actually Google things. So make sure that you are repurposing your content if your first piece of content starts with audio or video. And if you're doing blog content, you want to make sure that you, of course, are using keyword research and making sure that your content is SEO'd. You also want to start to think about how can you collaborate with others within your niche? Can you do a webinar with them? Can you participate in a summit? Could you do a list swap? How can you create content that is going to be beneficial to their audience so that their audience becomes your audience because it's your ideal clients? So start figuring out ways that you can collaborate with others. You also want to really start to think about that when you do have an audience, that you are building relationships with them. Making sure that you are engaging your audience directly is going to be huge. And the way in which you should absolutely be doing this is to build an email list. Notice how my voice increases in volume when I say this. We've been saying this for years. You need to create a freebie, an opt-in, a lead magnet, all the same thing, in exchange for their email list. Whether this is a guide, whether this is a cheat sheet, You need to make sure that when you create that opt-in though, that you are showing how you are the educator for them, how you are going to solve their problem, and that the obvious next steps are to purchase something from you, product, service, whatever it might be that you offer.
Hey there, guys. My name is Melanie from Mostly Under Control, and I am a member of Jenny's Influencer Entrepreneurs Insiders membership. I've been a part of it since 2017, and over these 6 years, I've taken full advantage of the weekly trainings that Jenny offers and the monthly group coaching. The group coaching is probably my favorite part of the membership. Jenny has taught me so many things for my business. She helped me niche down and write and teach about what I wanted so that I wouldn't burn out. In addition to what she teaches, the networking I've done with other members has been invaluable. I recommend her membership to all of my online business owner friends because it is worth every single penny.
So make sure that you are growing that list. We did say that you obviously can use social media, one platform to start with, and make sure it's where your target audience is. But even on social media, you should be trying to get them to your email list so that you can actively engage with them and continue to stay in the forefront of their mind. That is how they are going to purchase products from you. People have to know that you are consistently out there. They need to hear about something that you offer 5 to 7 times before they will take action. This is not a simple go to the blog post. This is product service that you offer. They have to be continually hearing about it and finding ways that it is the solution to their problem that they have. So give them that opportunity. Now, another great way that you can engage with your audience directly is to think about how you could potentially get in front of them as that expert, as a speaker. Could you host a virtual summit? Could you do an in-person conference? Could you do an in-person retreat? Give them opportunities to be able to interact with you. And you have to provide them with a way to personalize you. So it could also be, because I know for many, summits can be intimidating, or a conference or a retreat, but instead think about how could you do a one-off workshop where they get to see you, the video? How could you do, maybe a live webinar? Starting to think about ways that they can really get to know who you are as a person and see a name with the face and your voice. Your voice connects people to you. It speeds up that no trust factor. So you have to really think about how are ways that you can actually engage with them directly, or as direct as it can be through technology, through Zoom, whatever it might be. I want to make sure that if you have not grabbed our strategic growth plan, that you go and do this. I cannot emphasize this enough. This is a new guide that we have put together with the idea and understanding that we have to adapt our businesses to what we are seeing right now. And the biggest thing that we are seeing, as you probably heard from 2 weeks ago, is of course that AI has made it so that we have to make sure that we have a personal brand strategy in place so that our audience can connect with us. And the strategic growth guide is going to help you do that. So make sure if you haven't grabbed that, you already do so. Now, I would love to hear from you. So if you were reading this blog post, I would love to tell me in the comments your biggest takeaway, what questions you have about this. And if you are listening, I would absolutely adore you if you would leave me a rating and review on your podcasting app. The review could be as simple as your biggest takeaway or a question that you have. I don't care. I want to know what you need. Where am I leaving off information that you need a little bit more on? I appreciate you all so much, and I will see you all soon.